Welcome to quiz time. Let's have a little fun, shall we? Seeing what we know. We got a lot of questions to play with today. 100 of them to be exact. About general knowledge. Stuff in general. So let's see what we know. Shall we? Let's begin. In the 1920s, a British scientist accidentally found a mold that led to a groundbreaking medical discovery. What was it? Insulin? Penicillin? Or the smallpox vaccine? It was penicillin. Before alarm clocks, people in Britain relied on knocker-uppers. How did they wake others in the morning? By throwing stones? By tapping windows? Or by ringing bells? They did it by tapping windows. Big Ben once stopped for its longest recorded time, due to which historic event in Britain? World War II bombings? Birds crashing? Or was it extreme weather? It was due to World War II bombings. In early black and white television, what simple trick made broadcasts appear colorful to some viewers? Tinted sheets? Special lighting? Or polarized glasses? The simple trick was tinted sheets. In 1957, the BBC aired a segment about spaghetti harvest, tricking viewers. Why did they believe it? They were real farmers, scientific explanation, or newsreaders' authority? It was newsreaders' authority. Which unusual method did ancient Romans use to clean their teeth before modern toothpaste existed? Charcoal powder? Crushed bones? Or was it urine? Ancient Romans cleaned their teeth with urine. Ugh. During the 1800s, why did some British families take photographs of their deceased relatives in lifelike poses? To honor their memories? As legal proof? Or was it a spiritual belief? It was to honor their memories. What made the 1904 Olympic marathon unique, leading to several athletes collapsing and one nearly dying? Intense heat? Tainted water? Or there were no refreshments? There were no refreshments. Which everyday fruit was once considered so dangerous in Europe that people refused to eat it? The tomato? The banana? Or was it the pineapple? Yes, they thought the tomato was dangerous. In the Victorian era, why were some dresses designed with poisonous green dye, despite known health risks? It was a fashion trend, it was an insect repellent, or it was a fragrance enhancer? They did it because it was a fashion trend. To die for, apparently. In 1807, Napoleon Bonaparte organized a rabbit hunt, but the rabbits unexpectedly did what during the event? They attacked him, they ignored him, or they fled immediately. The rabbits attacked him. Which 1932 conflict between Australia and flightless birds resulted in a surprising outcome favoring the avian adversaries? The Emu War, the Sparrow Skirmish, or the Pigeon Battle? It was the Emu War. Which sticky substance flooded the streets of Boston in 1919 after a storage tank burst, causing a deadly disaster? Was it honey, molasses, or syrup? It was molasses. Which ancient civilization is credited with developing the first known writing system, cuneiform, around 3400 BC? Egyptians, Sumerians, or Phoenicians? And they were Sumerians. Which ancient Roman structure, still standing today, was originally used for hosting large-scale gladiator battles and public events? The Colosseum, the Parthenon, or the Pantheon? It was the Colosseum. In 1883, which massive volcanic eruption was so loud that people reported hearing it for over 3,000 miles away? Krakatoa, Vesuvius, or Mount St. Helens? In 1883, that was Krakatoa. Which medieval punishment involved locking someone in a wooden frame with holes for their head and hands in public? Stocks, the Iron Maiden, or the pillory? And that would be the pillory. Which famous ship mysteriously disappeared in 1872, found drifting in the Atlantic with no crew aboard? The Mary Celeste, the HMS Terror, or the Flying Dutchman? In 1872, that would be the Mary Celeste. During Prohibition, bootleggers used what unusual method to smuggle alcohol while avoiding detection by authorities? Fake coffin burials, hollowed-out canes, or special cow shoes? They used special cow shoes. Which U.S. state was an independent country for nearly 10 years before joining the Union in 1845? Texas, California, or Florida? And that would be Texas. Which 18th century method did British naval officers use to prevent scurvy among sailors, significantly improving their health at sea? Citrus fruits, salt tablets, or herbal tea? They used citrus fruits. Which famous scientist's handwritten notes revealed that he once attempted to transform lead into gold through alchemy experiments? Isaac Newton, Galileo Galilei, or Albert Einstein? And that would be Isaac Newton. In the 1800s, why did some people believe wearing arsenic-laced dresses would enhance their appearance, despite the health risks? The glowing effect, smooth skin, or it repelled insects? It had a glowing effect. Which early 20th century event led to the banning of alcohol in the United States, sparking a rise in organized crime? Was it Prohibition? Was it the Temperance Act? Or was it the Smuggler Wars? It was Prohibition. Which mysterious ancient structure aligns perfectly with astronomical events, leading some to believe it had celestial significance? Stonehenge, Easter Island Heads, or the Great Wall of China? It would be Stonehenge. Which unusual ingredient did ancient Egyptians use in their beauty routines, believing it would enhance their skin and complexion? Crocodile dung, crushed beetles, or snake venom? And they used crocodile dung. Which historic clock has kept time in London since 1859, despite surviving bombings, weather damage, and mechanical failures? Big Ben, Westminster Clock, or St. Paul's Clock? And that would be Big Ben. Which 19th century invention unexpectedly led to increased crime due to its ability to create perfect forgery prints? The typewriter, the photocopier, or was it the camera? It was the camera. Which widely consumed beverage was once marketed as a medicinal tonic, originally containing small amounts of cocaine? Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Dr. Pepper? That would be Coca-Cola. Which bizarre 1962 event in Tanzania involved hundreds of people unable to stop laughing for weeks? The Great Laughter Epidemic, the Tanzanian hysteria outbreak, or the contagious giggle crisis? The Great Laughter Epidemic. What brand, introduced in the 1950s, became so synonymous with home air conditioning that people still refer to it by its brand name today? Frigidaire, General Electric, or Whirlpool? Frigidaire. In the 1950s, what type of car design was considered the height of style, with massive tail fins that made cars look like rockets? Muscle cars, station wagons, or the Cadillac? And that would be the Cadillac. Which American company started the 1950s trend of making home appliances appear sleek and modern with their space-age designs? General Electric, RCA, or Westinghouse? That would be General Electric. What was the name of the first satellite ever launched by humans, and how long did it take to orbit the Earth the first time? Sputnik 1 for 98 minutes, Apollo 1 for 90 minutes, or Voyager 1 for 12 hours? It was Sputnik 1 for 98 minutes. Which fruit was originally considered so rare and exotic in Europe that it was once only found in royal gardens? Was it the pineapple, the banana, or the orange? It was the pineapple. Although largely associated with ancient Greece, what famous structure was started in the 5th century BCE and only partially completed? The Parthenon, the Colosseum, or was it the Great Pyramid of Giza? It was the Parthenon. Which scientist's famous thought experiment involving a cat in a box helped to explain the weird world of quantum mechanics? Was it Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, or Erwin Schrödinger? It was Erwin Schrödinger, Schrödinger's cat. In the world of ancient history, which leader once built a giant bridge of boats to invade a neighboring empire, stunning both his army and his enemies? Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, or Xerxes I? And that would be Xerxes I. Which natural phenomenon causes the northern lights, and in which part of the Earth is it most visible? The solar wind around the Arctic Circle, Earth's magnetic field around the Antarctic Circle, or meteor showers at the equator? It would be the solar wind at the Arctic Circle. Which ancient city, once a powerful empire, disappeared mysteriously and was rediscovered in the 19th century in Central America? Was it Babylon, Troy, or Copan? And that would be Copan. Which animal, considered a living fossil, has remained unchanged for millions of years since the age of dinosaurs? Would that be the crocodile, the coelacanth, or the horseshoe crab? And that would be the coelacanth. Which mysterious event, known as the D.B. Cooper incident, involves a man hijacking a plane and vanishing with a ransom? The Zodiac Killer, the Great Train Robbery, or the D.B. Cooper hijacking? That would be the D.B. Cooper hijacking. Which rare gemstone, discovered only in the 20th century, is named after the region where it was first found? Alexandrite, Tanzanite, or the emerald? And that would be Tanzanite. Which ancient structure was built as a massive tomb for a Chinese emperor and contains thousands of life-sized clay soldiers? The Great Wall of China, the Terracotta Army, or is it the Forbidden City? That's the Terracotta Army. Which historical figure famously crossed the Rubicon, leading to a significant shift in Roman history and the rise of dictatorship? Julius Caesar, Augustus, or Napoleon Bonaparte? And that would be Julius Caesar. Which 19th century invention, intended to increase factory production, accidentally led to the invention of the modern sewing machine? The steam engine, the jacquard loom, or the spinning jenny? And that would be the jacquard loom. Which ancient Greek philosopher believed in the concept of forms, arguing that reality is just a reflection of ideal, perfect versions? Socrates, Aristotle, or Plato? And that Greek philosopher was Plato. Which 18th century event involving mass-scale public trials was sparked by paranoia and fear of witches in colonial America? The Salem witch trials, the French Revolution, or the Spanish Inquisition? And that would be the Salem witch trials. Which mysterious island, once thought to be inhabited by a lost civilization, was found to have been abandoned for unknown reasons? Easter Island, Atlantis, or the Isle of the Dead? And that would be Easter Island. Which important historical event in 1492 changed the world forever by opening the Americas to European exploration? The fall of Constantinople, the signing of the Magna Carta, or Christopher Columbus's voyage? It was Christopher Columbus's voyage. Which towering structure, once the tallest in the world, stood as a symbol of technological achievement in the early 20th century? The Eiffel Tower, the Burj Khalifa, or the Empire State Building? And that would be the Empire State Building. Which scientist is credited with discovering the laws of heredity using pea plants in his groundbreaking experiments? Gregor Mendel, Charles Darwin, or Louis Pasteur? And that scientist was Gregor Mendel. Which iconic natural landmark, once considered to be the gateway to the West, attracted thousands of pioneers during the 1800s? The Grand Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, or Monument Valley? And that was the Rocky Mountains. Which artist, famously associated with Surrealism, once painted a melting clock, forever changing the way we perceive time in art? Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, or Claude Monet? And that would be Salvador Dali. Which country is home to the ancient city of Petra, known for its incredible rock-cut architecture and water conduit system? Egypt, Jordan, or Greece? And that would be Jordan. Which 20th century leader was instrumental in ending apartheid in South Africa, becoming a global symbol of peace and justice? Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, or Martin Luther King Jr.? And that would be Nelson Mandela. Which ancient empire, famed for its vast road network and advanced engineering, fell due to a combination of internal strife and invasions? The Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, or the Mongol Empire? And that would be the Roman Empire. Which natural disaster, caused by the eruption of a massive volcano, buried the city of Pompeii in 79 AD. An earthquake, a tsunami, or a volcanic eruption. And that natural disaster was a volcanic eruption. Which incredible ancient civilization is known for building massive stone structures, including the famous Maui statues on Easter Island, the Inca, the Maori, or the Rapa Nui? And that ancient civilization was the Rapa Nui. Which 18th century discovery, credited to Benjamin Franklin, proved that lightning is an electrical phenomenon? Electricity, the telegraph, or the lightning rod? He made the lightning rod. Which English king, known for his 6 marriages, founded the Church of England in the 16th century? King Henry VIII, King Richard III, or King Edward I? That was King Henry VIII. Which ancient invention, dating back over 2,000 years, revolutionized the way humans could record information? Paper, the printing press, or the written alphabet? It was the written alphabet. Which 15th century artist, known for his famous frescoes, painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling in Vatican City? Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, or Michelangelo? And that artist was Michelangelo. Which ancient city, once one of the world's largest and most advanced, mysteriously disappeared in the 15th century without a trace? Machu Picchu, Atlantis, or Pompeii? It was Machu Picchu. Which unexpected discovery, made while looking for a completely different resource, led to the invention of the microwave oven? X-rays, radar waves, or radio waves? And that would be radar waves. Which strange phenomenon causes objects, such as ships and planes, to vanish without a trace in a part of the Atlantic Ocean? The Bermuda Triangle, the Mariana Trench, or the Dragon's Triangle? And that would be the Bermuda Triangle. Which legendary explorer, believed to have crossed the entire world, never once set foot in the lands he's most famous for? Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, or Ferdinand Magellan? And that would be Marco Polo. Which significant event, while celebrated for its triumphs, has many historians questioning the true extent of its success in its history? The moon landing, the fall of the Berlin Wall, or the discovery of America? The discovery of America. Which monumental discovery, buried deep within the earth, revolutionized the world's energy systems, but has caused global debates on its sustainability? Oil, natural gas, or coal? And that would be oil. Which unusual natural occurrence is responsible for millions of tons of dust, sand, and dirt being swept across the world's oceans, affecting air quality? Dust storms, volcanic eruptions, or tornadoes? And that would be dust storms. Which rare and expensive material, once used only by royalty, is still a symbol of wealth and luxury despite its secretive origins? Gold, silk, or purple dye? And that would be purple dye. Which bizarre event, observed as a rare natural phenomenon, was thought to be an omen of disaster throughout much of human history? The solar eclipse, a blue moon, or Halley's Comet? And that would be solar eclipse. Which underground network, initially used to move people to freedom, has become a symbol of resilience and courage in the face of oppression? The Underground Railroad, the Great Escape Tunnels, or the Berlin Wall tunnels? The Underground Railroad. Which mysterious object, first discovered in 2004, continues to puzzle scientists as it travels through our solar system? The Black Knight satellite, the Oumuamua, or the Rosetta Comet? And that would be the Oumuamua. Which ancient architectural wonder, constructed with enormous stones, still stands as a symbol of the power of the pharaohs? The Great Pyramid of Giza, the Colosseum, or the Parthenon? And that would be the Great Pyramid of Giza. Which famous historical figure, born into slavery, became an influential leader in the abolitionist movement in the United States? Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, or Frederick Douglass? And that would be Frederick Douglass. Which long-lost shipwreck, carrying priceless treasure, was discovered in 1985 off the coast of Florida? The Titanic, the Spanish galleon Atocha, or the Lusitania? And that would be the Spanish galleon Atocha. Which powerful civilization, once ruled over much of the Mediterranean, mysteriously collapsed around 3,000 years ago? The Phoenicians, the Minoans, or the Carthaginians? And that would be the Minoans. Which elusive element, discovered in 1898, is the heaviest naturally occurring element on the periodic table? Is it uranium, plutonium, or organesson? And that element would be organesson, I think. Which stunning natural event, visible from Earth every few years, can transform the sky into vibrant colors and lights? The aurora borealis, a solar eclipse, or a supermoon? And that would be the aurora borealis. Which ancient method of communication, once used by civilizations worldwide, is now considered a lost art? Semaphore, hieroglyphics, or Morse code? And that would be hieroglyphics. Which famous archaeological site, once considered a mere legend, is now confirmed to be real and full of treasure? Troy, El Dorado, or Atlantis? And the answer is Troy. Which rare and dangerous natural phenomenon, once considered a myth, was proven to exist in the 20th century? Ball lightning, the firenado, or earthquake lights? And that would be ball lightning. Which ancient language, once considered extinct, was revived in the 20th century as a modern spoken language? Would it be Latin, Hebrew, or Sanskrit? And the language is Hebrew. Which iconic object, once thought to be a symbol of prosperity, became a symbol of danger due to its deadly properties? Asbestos, lead paint, or radium? And that would be radium. Which ancient civilization, known for its monumental structures, mysteriously vanished without leaving any clear explanation? The Aztecs, the Incas, or the Olmecs? And that would be the Olmecs. Which revolutionary invention, first demonstrated in 1879, dramatically changed how humans light up their homes and cities? The incandescent bulb, the fluorescent light, or the LED light? And that would be the incandescent bulb. Which strange natural phenomenon, first documented in 1910, caused waves of mysterious lights to appear in the skies over parts of the world? The aurora borealis, the earthquake lights, or ball lightning? And that would be earthquake lights. Which iconic art movement, often associated with rebellion, started as a response to the horrors of war and industrialization? Dadaism, Surrealism, or Impressionism? And that would be Dadaism. Which unexpected location became the birthplace of the world's first modern Olympic Games, forever changing global sports history? Athens, Greece, Rome, Italy, or Paris, France? And that would be Athens, Greece. Which ancient civilization's mathematicians first introduced the concept of zero, which transformed the world of numbers? Was it the Egyptians, the Babylonians, or the Indians? It was the Indians. Which famous explorer's journey in the 15th century led to the opening of the first sea route to India, changing global trade forever? Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, or Marco Polo? And that would be Vasco da Gama. Which famous naturalist observations in the Galapagos Islands helped develop the foundational concept of natural selection? Carl Linnaeus, Charles Darwin, or Gregor Mendel? And that would be Charles Darwin. Which medical device, invented in the 20th century, made diagnosing heart conditions quicker and less invasive? The X-ray machine, the electrocardiogram or ECG, or was it the stethoscope? It was the electrocardiogram, the ECG or EKG. Which small island country, known for its strong maritime history, was once the world's largest empire by land area? Was it Greece, Portugal, or the United Kingdom? It was the United Kingdom. Which discovery, made by accident, led to the invention of the first synthetic dye that revolutionized the fashion industry? Nylon, penicillin, or Malvine? Malvine. Which explorer's expedition in the early 1500s led to the first European contact with the South American continent, reshaping global exploration? Hernan Cortez, Ferdinand Magellan, or Christopher Columbus? And that was Ferdinand Magellan. Which historic battle, fought in the 18th century, marked a significant turning point in the American Revolution? Was it the Battle of Gettysburg? Was it the Battle of Bunker Hill? Or was it the Battle of Saratoga? The turning point in the American Revolution is the Battle of Saratoga. Which famous scientist, despite his later fame, faced public criticism and ridicule for his theory that the Earth revolves around the Sun? Galileo Galilei, Isaac Newton, or Nikola Tesla? Galileo Galilei thought the Earth revolved around the Sun. Imagine that. Which rare and precious metal, once considered more valuable than gold, was essential in early photography and electronics? Platinum, silver, or palladium? And that would be platinum. All right, That's it. That's all I've got for you. Hey, you did an awesome job. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And share your score in the comments, please. Oh, and don't go away. You can watch these videos up here. They're really fun. Bye-bye. We'll see you in the next one.